From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good morning and happy Friday. Today we have another day where there's going to be an increased risk for fires to start or spread quickly. It's not technically a first alert weather day. The same thing for tomorrow, but thankfully we're trending cooler into the weekend, but not thankfully we're going to heat things back up into next week. Triple digit heat possible, in fact looking likely now for both Tuesday and Wednesday, and thunderstorm chances are going to be sprinkled throughout next week for both the mountains and the valleys. Look at the sunrise this morning. This is the first time I've taken a look at this camera, but very vivid colors up in the sky for this morning. This view brought to you courtesy of the First Alert Weather app, which you can download for free in the App Store or on Google Play. Winds still quite gusty this morning in the Kittitas Valley, gusts around 25 miles per hour, and they're going to ramp up again a little bit later today. That's going to factor into the fire risk. Temperatures this morning, interesting spread once again, 59 in Yakima, but 71 in Hermiston. Here is your semi-hourly forecast today for day number 1 of the water follies. Going to be into the mid-70s as soon as 8, mid-80s, around lunchtime, mid-90s at the peak of daytime heating. So for today, 80s and 90s for lower elevations, but trending hotter in the next week. So I'll touch on that coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Right now on Good Morning Northwest, another deadly shooting in Yakima, the second this week. Police investigating after a young man was found shot overnight. What we know so far this morning. Plus, shoppers rushed out of the Kennewick Costco after alarms went off inside the store. What triggered the evacuation and how crews responded. And a major road project breaks ground in West Richland, marking the city's largest capital investment ever. What the $33 million plan means for drivers, bikers, and future development. It's all in Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good Friday morning. Thanks so much for waking up with us, joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jade Elliott. Jessica has the morning off. We want to start this morning in Yakima with a crime alert. That's where police are investigating a fatal shooting. A man shot and killed early yesterday, marking the city's second deadly shooting just this week. Officers were called out to the 200 block of South 72nd Avenue just before 1:30 a.m., and that's where they found a 21-year-old man with a gunshot wound. Police say they tried to save him, but unfortunately he passed away at the scene. Now, this follows another deadly shooting that happened Tuesday evening at Miller Park, where a 35-year-old man was killed. Police say both investigations are ongoing. They're asking anyone with any information to come forward as they are still looking for the suspects. Taking you to Kennewick now, where Costco had to be evacuated yesterday after a carbon dioxide leak was detected inside. Fire crews were called out around 1:30 after the store's air monitoring system picked up a leak coming from the refrigeration system in the produce area, in that cold storage area. According to Kennewick Fire, a cracked pipe was to blame. Alarms went off quickly, prompting shoppers and staff to evacuate. Officials say the store's front doors were already open, which helped ventilate the space. The gas station remained open, but staff could be seen turning cars away from the parking lot while the store was cleared.
It looks totally weird to see an empty Costco lot with no cars in it at all. A man stopped me when I came in the driveway and told me that it was closed because they had a chemical leak. And the tire center was still open and the gas station was still open. I said, well, that's where I'm going, is gas.
It is quite the sight to see an empty Costco parking lot. Now, carbon dioxide is something that we all exhale naturally, but in those enclosed spaces, high levels can push out the oxygen and it can become dangerous. Technicians arrived, fire crews worked with them to confirm the levels had dropped to safe limits. The leaking pipe was repaired and the store reopened about 3:30 yesterday afternoon. Luckily, no injuries reported. 5:04 now, turning to fire watch. Benton County Fire District 6 responded to a fast-moving blaze right off of the interstate around lunchtime yesterday. It broke out right off of I-82 at milepost 127. That's near the Lewis and Clark Trail Highway. It's just outside of Plymouth. A wildland strike team was called out along with some additional water tenders. One lane of 82 was shut down for about an hour so crews could do their job. The fire grew to about 2 acres.
So we're just pushing cars over to give us a little more room. We're trying to work off the roadway, but unfortunately when it's right up against the roadway like this, we really don't have a choice. It was running pretty hard, a little bit of wind driven, so some pretty good flame lengths. But if it wasn't for the dozer line, it could have really gone up, impacted farms and buildings, and been a lot bigger.
So luckily they were able to get that fire under control quickly. No injuries reported. Fire crews say that the cause was most likely due to a ripped up tire that was on the side of the road. 5:05 now, and the city of West Richland is kicking off an improvement project that will upgrade State Road 224. Apple Valley News Now's Caleb Stipkowitz was there with the groundbreaking and what you can expect once this project is complete.
State Road 224 and Red Mountain Vicinity Improvements Project is officially underway. The $33.7 million investment is the biggest capital project the city of West Richland has ever done, and Public Works Director Roscoe Slade says it will help modernize the aging road.
So if you go down SR 224 Van Giesen now, currently through this corridor, it's a rural highway, 55 miles an hour. There's not sidewalks, there's not bike lanes. This project will put all that in there.
The project will span across 3.5 miles of State Road 224. In addition to adding walkways and bike lanes, the city will also build bus pullouts and 5 roundabouts, which Slade believes will help slow down traffic and enhance safety.
So it'll make it safer, slows down the traffic, so it won't be 55 miles an hour. And so, yeah, it'll be safer for all users, not just vehicles.
Construction is expected to take about 1.5 years and will take place in portions, meaning that the 3.5-mile stretch won't ever be fully closed. Once the project is finished next year, Slade hopes it can help lead to more growth in West Richland.
West Richland's always been known as a bedroom community. We've always strived to bring businesses out here where people can live, shop, and work. And this project, these improvements, the water and sewer improvements, makes that corridor now ready to go.
Most of the funding for the road comes from the 2015 Connecting Washington Transportation Package, while additional funds come from the city of West Richland and Benton County. In West Richland, Caleb Stipkowitz, Apple Valley News Now.
And Slade says that the contracting bids were $5 million under the engineer's estimate, and the city is returning the extra money to the state for additional transportation projects. 5:07 still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. From booking to boarding and even pricing, airlines are turning to artificial intelligence. But could personalized fares come at the cost of your privacy? We're going to take a look at that coming up. And a beautiful look outside. Live look from our Bi-Mart camera in Yakima. Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert will have your first alert forecast when we come back after the break on this beautiful Friday morning as we kick off Water Follies weekend. We'll be back in just a minute.
Ever feel like something's missing? Like there's a hole in your morning routine? Well, we've got just the thing. At Some Bagels, we make more than fresh bagels. We make a variety of baked goods to fill your day with everything you've been missing. Have your favorite coffee drink with our in-house roasted espresso beans. And enjoy your bagel with our flavored cream cheeses. Because at Some Bagels, the only thing better than the hole in the middle is everything around it. I want some, you want some, we want some, gimme Some Bagels.
Who says you have to wait for snow to get the best piano deals of the year? Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos is unwrapping Christmas savings in July. Free delivery and setup, and a holiday songbook so you can practice Jingle Bells by the pool. Save on select uprights, grands, and digital pianos. And if you wear a Santa hat, we'll reward you with an extra discount. Christmas in July at Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos, where music is always in season.
Kittitas Valley Healthcare is your trusted home for health, offering expert orthopedic care for your family. With over 55 years of combined experience, our team uses state-of-the-art equipment to improve surgical outcomes and provide compassionate, patient-centered care. We're committed to making your experience comfortable and efficient, so you can stay active and healthy. Learn more and schedule a consultation through our website at kvhealthcare.org. Your home for health.
Got a family reunion in the works? Make it unforgettable at Beaver Valley Lodge. With cozy rooms, beautiful mountain views, and plenty of space to gather, it's the perfect place to reconnect and make new memories. Book direct with us and get 10% off. That means more savings for barbecues, bonfires, and all those late-night laughs. So skip the middleman and book direct today, because great reunions start with the perfect place to stay. Beaver Valley Lodge. Come as a guest and leave as a friend.
It's the 3-degree guarantee from Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather and Legends Casino Hotel. When Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth gets the high within 3 degrees, $25 is put in the jackpot. If he misses, someone wins. From Legends Casino Hotel and Apple Valley News Now.
Paradise spreads its wings.
We like to call this chemistry test Birds of Paradise.
But who's getting plucked?
I had second thoughts after I gave Bailey the rose.
I'm friends with Jeremy, but Bailey needs to know.
New Bachelor in Paradise, Monday on ABC.
Operation Best Friend, sponsored by As You Wish Real Estate Services. Christine Connolly, Realtor.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Here is your coatcast for today for the Tri-Cities. And of course, no coat's going to be necessary. It's already 69 degrees this morning in the Tri-Cities. So t-shirt weather throughout the rest of the day, going to be around 80 at lunchtime, or excuse me, around 80 at 10 this morning, 85 at lunchtime, and then up into the mid-90s at the peak of daytime heating. So for today, sunshine across the map. It's going to be a beautiful day. And like I said, mid-90s in the Tri-Cities. We're going to be in the mid-80s in the Kittitas Valley, low 90s in the Yakima Valley, and in general around 90 degrees for the foothills. This is very normal for late July. Then for tonight, clear skies. Overnight lows going to be down into the 50s and 60s. In fact, it looks like mostly 50s for lower elevations, 40s in the Cascades, and 40s and 50s in the Blues. Here's Futurecast upper level wildfire smoke, and this is very encouraging over the next couple days. We're not seeing a lot on the map. Now, obviously downwind of some of these more active fires, there's going to be a better chance of some thicker haze or smoke, but most of these are, in fact, obviously all of these are out of our viewing area, but the smoke that could get streamed downwind of that looks like it's going to end up being pretty light, so our air quality should stay good over the next couple days, barring any new fire starts. Speaking of that, I'll show you the ingredients in place for today for fires to start or spread quickly, vegetation looking dry, and the wind gusts going to be doing their thing again. So the specifics on that coming up in a few minutes.
Josh, thanks so much. 12 minutes after 5 now. Taking a look at your business headlines. The airline industry is increasingly turning to artificial intelligence to enhance efficiency, safety, and customer experience. But now some airlines are beginning to expand their use of AI when it comes to ticket fares. Ivan Rodriguez has more.
The use of AI in the global airline industry is only growing. KLM Royal Dutch Airlines chatbot uses AI to provide booking assistance and flight information. United Airlines uses it to communicate with passengers about cancellations and delays. American Airlines started using it to predict which passengers might miss their flights.
If you want information on changing your flight, if you want information on changing your seats, it's likely going to be AI responding to you.
Matt Britton, author of Generation AI, says we're beginning to see the next phase of airlines adopting artificial intelligence. Airlines use dynamic pricing to constantly reprice fares based on market conditions.
I think why consumers particularly have a problem with some of the recent news is it's not based upon their IP address. It's actually based more upon them as an individual. So I think it calls into question a lot of consumer privacy issues.
One of the first major airlines entering this new space is Delta. About 3% of Delta's domestic ticket prices are already determined by AI, with plans to raise that to 20% by year's end, according to the airline's president. As airlines adopt this model, travel writer Gary Leff says it will lead to more personalized pricing.
AI offers a tremendous ability to further segment customers based on what they know about those customers. They're not at this place yet, according to Delta, of actually taking specific information about individuals and putting that into pricing.
And experts say as AI continues to evolve, so will its role in not just air travel, but a lot of other industries as well. All right, still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. When we come back, we'll check back in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth. He'll have your full First Alert forecast as we give you that live look outside from our Bi-Mart camera in Yakima. It is 5:14 on this Friday. A beautiful start as we head into the weekend.
Got a birthday coming up, celebrating a big win, or just want to gather the crew for a pizza and a good time? For decades, Hubby's Pizza has been the go-to spot for family, friends, and fun. Reserve your table and bring the whole gang. Kids, family, teammates, whoever loves great pizza and good vibes. Dig into your favorite pizza, hit up the fresh salad bar, and let the kids have a blast in the arcade. And if the party's at your place, no problem. Hubby's now delivers through Grubhub and DoorDash. A community tradition, a place to celebrate. Acquire the Hubby's habit today.
Wow. New Swiffer Mop Deluxe is made for small spaces. For clean, even Mom approves of.
That's new.
Just grab a pad and go. The built-in solution traps dirt and locks it away.
Wow, still white.
The upgraded strip has 75% more scrubbing power.
Still clean.
And with the new locking head, getting into tight spaces is simple.
Can I borrow it?
The all-new Swiffer Mop Deluxe, the mother of all cleans.
Vance Heating and Air has been keeping Yakima homes cool since 1986. If your air conditioner needs service this summer, we'll take $86 off the cost of any AC repair. Don't leave it to chance. Call Vance.
July is Ultraviolet Safety Month. Remember, UV causes skin cancer, so always wear sunscreen with an SPF of at least 15. More at applevalley.newsnow.com.
Sponsored locally by Prosser Memorial Health. This is how we care.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering. Like the people who keep this country moving. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
During July, Chevy drives America. Well-qualified buyers can get 0% financing on this Silverado with around $8,000 in total value. That's 15% below MSRP. See your community Chevy dealers.
During the back-to-school sale at Furniture Row, every sofa, dining group, and bed is on sale. So outfitting your off-campus studio or secluded study nook is elementary. Find high-end sofas at unbelievable prices and laid-back sectionals with modern lines. Contemporary counter-height dining to versatile minimalist functionality, affordable beds in planked chestnut, and timeless warm brown elegance. Buy one, get 50% off the second with our Denver mattress lineup, or score 60 months, no interest. The back-to-school sale on now at Furniture Row.
Apple Valley News Now, the official television home of the Seattle Kraken. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Just like with yesterday, we'll have an increased fire risk for both today and tomorrow, but technically not a first alert weather day. So let's show you everything that goes into that. First of all, it's going to be hot for today, but these are going to be normal high temperatures for this time of the year. And the vegetation, once again, going to be critically dry in the Cascades and Upper Yakima Basin and for our lower elevations. Then you factor in the winds. They're going to be pretty persistent throughout the day, but the strongest gusts are going to be at the peak of daytime heating, especially in the Morrow County foothills and in the Kittitas Valley. So in these conditions, fires could start or spread quickly. Then for tomorrow, thankfully a little bit cooler, about 5 degrees cooler than normal for this time of the year. And the vegetation still going to be critically dry for the valleys, for the lower Columbia Basin, and for the Blue Foothills. You factor in the winds once again, and it's going to be from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Again, at the peak of daytime heating, that's when we're going to see the strongest wind gusts, but looking a little bit weaker as opposed to what we'll see for today. But in this environment, fires could also start or spread quickly. Now let's pivot to the Water Follies forecast for the next few days. It's going to be excellent weather to be down by the river. Lots of sunshine, a little bit breezy each day, and high temperatures in the low to mid 90s. We've certainly had Water Follies that have been much hotter than this, so we will certainly take this. But the little cool down is going to be short-lived as we'll heat things back up very quickly into next week. Looks like Tuesday and Wednesday are going to be the hottest days of this ordeal. If we really had to split hairs, Wednesday is going to be the hottest day. So here's what models are saying for now, and this is 6 days out, so this is subject to change, but around 100 degrees for the valleys, between 100 to 105 for the basin, and between 95 to 100 for the Blue Foothills. Certainly some very toasty stuff. Then you factor in, we'll have these little lightning chances in the mountains for Monday and Wednesday, spreading down into the valleys and foothills for Thursday. Anytime we have lightning in the forecast around this time of the year, we watch that with a lot of intent. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities, low to mid 90s through Monday, then around 100 for Tuesday and Wednesday. In Yakima, an increased fire risk for today and tomorrow, heating up next week and tracking a little thunderstorm chance next Thursday. In Ellensburg, mid-80s through Sunday, mid-90s Monday and Tuesday, around triple digits for Wednesday, then perhaps a thunderstorm or two late next week. In Hermiston, heightened fire weather today and tomorrow, then triple-digit heat looms next Tuesday and Wednesday. Finally, for Walla Walla, fairly seasonal, if not a bit below average over the next handful of days, but we crank up the heat for the middle of next week.
All right, sounds like a good Tri-Cities weekend.
I'd say so. Anytime we can keep it below 95 degrees in late July, two thumbs up from this guy.
And maybe, that subtle little breeze to make it feel so
especially
immensely hot.
Especially by the water, too.
Yeah. It's going to be a good weekend. All right. So much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up, another legend lost this week. The legacy behind the Hulkamaniac and the powerful impact that Hulk Hogan had in the wrestling world. We're back after the break with your entertainment news.
Right now, U.S. Cellular makes it easy to switch and to get $1,000 off any phone with no trade-in.
No trade-in? But we're willing to trade in our teeth.
Nope, you don't have to trade your teeth in or an old phone.
I like that.
Yeah, your parents get an amazing deal.
I just lost this one.
Yeah, you get to leave your tooth under your pillow.
For me, it's Tooth Fairy time.
Get $1,000 off any phone with no trade-in, and we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
What's up? You seem kind of sluggish today. Things aren't really moving.
You could use some Metamucil.
Metamucil psyllium fiber helps keep your digestive system moving so you can feel lighter and more energetic. Metamucil keeps you moving. And try Clear Fiber with no grit and no flavor.
When you really need to sleep, you reach for the really good stuff. ZzzQuil Ultra helps you sleep better and longer when you need it most. It's non-habit forming and powered by the makers of NyQuil. ZzzQuil Ultra, when you really, really need to sleep.
Hi, I'm Christine Connolly, local realtor with As You Wish Real Estate Team. I offer negotiable commission, 100% free staging, and top-notch marketing. I'm a proud sponsor of Operation Best Friend. Remember, you only get one chance to make a first impression. As you wish.
Summer love for young and gold.
Paradise!
Bachelor in Paradise, new Mondays on ABC.
Sponsored locally by Prosser Memorial Health's Dermatology Center in Benton City. Look and feel your best with cosmetic dermatology services.
At Fred's Appliance, we've been locally owned and family operated since 1962. And right now, it's time to upgrade your kitchen with Frigidaire appliances that work hard and save you more. From dishwashers to washers and dryers to fridges, save big and update your kitchen. Like this Frigidaire Gallery refrigerator. Save 30% with truckload savings today. At Fred's, we still have the largest selection of in-stock, get-it-today inventory in the region. Because we're local, like you.
Ever feel like something's missing? Like there's a hole in your morning routine? Well, we've got just the thing. At Some Bagels, we make more than fresh bagels. We make a variety of baked goods to fill your day with everything you've been missing. Have your favorite coffee drink with our in-house roasted espresso beans. And enjoy your bagel with our flavored cream cheeses. Because at Some Bagels, the only thing better than the hole in the middle is everything around it. I want some, you want some, we want some, gimme Some Bagels.
Hello there, watch live with Kelly and Mark.
Weekday mornings at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
5:23, welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In your entertainment headlines this morning, good news for Chappell Roan fans.
That's right, the singer is hitting the road this fall, but you might have to travel to see her.
She's going to be performing just a handful of shows beginning in late September. They will be in Forest Hills, New York, Kansas City, Missouri, and Pasadena, California.
The Pink Pony Club singer says she picked those cities because she loves them and wanted to do something special for them.
Well, that's nice. Well, fans will need to register through Fair AXS for a chance for those tickets. Are you a big Chappell Roan fan?
I am. I listened to her album. I had to be back in March, and definitely Hot to Go and Pink Pony Club.
Yeah.
And
those are your jams?
Those are my jams, yeah.
Right. Well, it has been just a devastating week for the entertainment world as we once again say goodbye to another legend. This as the global wrestling icon Hulk Hogan has passed away.
He was 71 years old. And according to World Wrestling Entertainment, Hogan died Thursday morning.
Hogan rose, of course, to become one of the biggest wrestling stars of all time. The Augusta, Georgia native's popularity helped propel WWE to global recognition in the 1980s.
And this is where my dad would say, actually, it was WWF back in the day.
Oh, it was, yeah.
He was famous for starring in WWE's WrestleMania numerous times. Hogan's larger-than-life personality made him a household name and steered his career into mainstream success in TV and movies.
Yeah, Hogan's cause of death not officially released, but authorities in Clearwater, Florida said that first responders were called to his home after a report of someone in cardiac arrest. So it's been a week of loss.
Yeah, we were talking about they happen in threes, and I feel like maybe I manifested that a little bit. So yeah, all I gotta say is rest in peace, brother.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Richmond Police cracking down on drivers who don't stop for pedestrians. 14 stops in just 2 hours. And a reminder of the rules you might be forgetting. Plus, a major boost for student success. WSU Tri-Cities just secured over $2 million in federal grants to support first-generation, low-income, and STEM students. How the TRIO program is changing lives. It's all coming up next, but here's your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, a new and improved iPhone. Apple says the iOS 26 features upgraded phone and message apps, along with enhancements to its AI-powered visual intelligence. It also has a new games app and is available for download as a public beta. Complaints are mounting from people who say they were wrongfully locked out of their Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp accounts. They're getting a message saying they violated Meta's standards on child sexual exploitation. Experts believe an AI program may be to blame for mistakenly flagging the accounts. And finally, Google says its AI-powered feature that allows you to try on clothes virtually is now available to millions more users. Online shoppers can upload a photo, then move a picture of the item over your body to see how it looks, and it only takes about 15 seconds. If you have trouble using this, just ask Tommy. He'll figure it out. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great weekend.
I'm the voice inside your head. And while you're typically athletic, right now, you're pathetic. Rick, and once you start listening to me, it's gonna be hard to stop. Shank. And if you don't have the right auto coverage, the cost of this could hit you out of nowhere. So get Allstate, save money, and be protected from mayhem, like me.
Because sometimes we feel guilty. Give more love than humanly possible when you feed a Hill's scientifically proven formula. Because you're only human, there's Hill's.
A wide leaf filter? It's well designed, efficient. I appreciate that.
Leaf Filter's technology keeps debris out of your gutters for good. Guaranteed.
What more could you ask for?
Call 833-LEAF-FILTER today or visit leaffilter.com.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good Friday morning. Thanks so much for joining us and waking up with us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jade Elliott.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
And you have been crushing it with the 3-degree guarantee. You know, you set a goal for yourself. You well surpassed that goal. So now are you just kind of riding the train, or do you have another goal in mind?
Yeah, it's just kind of like the feather from Forrest Gump. Like, I'm just going wherever the wind takes me, right? So the wind right now is taking me up to $150. Yesterday, went with the forecast high of 97 in Pasco Tri-Cities, it verified at 99. So the jackpot went up to $150. By the way, thanks so much to our good friends at the Legends Casino and Hotel for sponsoring. So for today, going with a cooler forecast high of 94 in Pasco Tri-Cities. If it verifies between 91 to 97, the jackpot's going to go up to 175. If that doesn't happen, the jackpot could be yours. Find out how to win the jackpot by going to applevalley.newsnow.com, clicking on the contest page, or you can scan the QR code that's on your screen. Okay, remember, today is not technically a first alert weather day, but we'll have an increased fire risk for both today and tomorrow as the vegetation is going to be critically dry and it will be a little bit gusty out there. Right now, you're taking a live look at Pasco. This view coming courtesy of the Dust Devils. Seeing some of that very light haze up in the skies for this morning. It is still a bit breezy in the Kittitas Valley. These winds going to ramp up as the day progresses with peak gust at the peak of daytime heating around 4, 5, 6 p.m. Right now, temperatures for lower elevations, 50s, 60s, and 70s. So we're seeing a spread of about 12 degrees here. Yakima's 59 degrees, 71 in both Hermiston and Walla Walla. Here's your hour-by-hour forecast for today for the Tri-Cities. Around 80 as soon as 10 this morning, 85 at lunchtime, and then up into the 90s at the hottest part of the day. So these highs very normal for this time of the year. I'll take you on that zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. We start this half hour of news with some new information coming in this morning from Richland police officers. They want to remind drivers of the rules of the road when it comes to pedestrian safety. Last week, the city's traffic unit ran a crosswalk emphasis patrol across town, and in just 2 hours, they stopped 14 drivers for failing to yield. That crackdown also led to 2 arrests for outstanding warrants. Police say too many drivers have simply forgotten the rules, especially that vehicles must come to a complete stop for pedestrians in both marked and unmarked crosswalks when they're within 1 lane of your vehicle's path. So it's all a part of the city's larger push to improve quality of life and safety for everyone walking or biking around town. And a lot of people will be doing that this weekend in Richland for Art in the Park. And in education news this morning, as back-to-school season approaches, the Toppenish School District will be seeing some new faces. The district is in the process of hiring 2 interim head principals, one for the high school and one for Garfield Elementary School. The school's previous leaders left to pursue other career opportunities earlier this month. The superintendent estimates that the high school has seen about 14 principals in 24 years, so they're going to the interim route to allow more time to find a long-term hire. It will also allow more time to involve staff and community members in the hiring process.
I think here in the Toppenish School District, we want leaders that are going to come in, that are going to listen to the community, and they're going to ensure that we meet the needs of our babies. The goal is to make sure that we're providing a nurturing environment for our kiddos and that we're collaborating with our community, because ultimately the goal is to provide a great to provide great customer service.
Superintendent says that the job applications will be open until Monday and that they'll announce the new hires by the time school starts next month. Interim principals will spend 1 year at their posts, but they could go on to apply for the permanent position. And taking you back to Richland now, where 2 new federal grants are heading to WSU Tri-Cities, and they're meant to help students who might otherwise struggle to finish college. Apple Valley News Now's William Albert shows us why this funding is so important and how the TRIO program has helped a lot of students finish school.
Washington State University Tri-Cities just landed more than $2 million in federal TRIO Student Support Services grants. The money will fund 2 programs, the SSS Classic and the SSS STEM, both designed to help students stay on track academically and personally. TRIO programs, which are found all across the country, have been at Wazoo Tri-Cities for 15 years, helping hundreds of students earn their degrees and build meaningful careers. School leaders say it's all about giving students the tools they need to overcome barriers and graduate with as little debt as possible for students who qualify for the program.
You have to either be first in your family to go to college, have a documented disability, or be income eligible for service. So students who meet those criteria then at TRIO programs, again, all around the nation, are eligible for some extra supports.
Between the Classic and STEM grants, the TRIO program serves close to 260 students in a given year at Wazoo Tri-Cities, which Plemons says is a good investment for the community.
Most of our students are local and they intend to stay local, so when we invest in students here, we're really investing in that particular person, but also generally in community thriving and economic uplifts.
And Plemons says that the TRIO alums are in all industries.
Really what we see with our TRIO alums, we see them in every kind of industry, we see them in public service. It was really exciting. We had an opportunity earlier this year to take some TRIO students to a leadership conference in DC to meet with legislators, and even there it was really clear that there are legislators across the states who aren't only TRIO supporters but are themselves TRIO alums.
The 2 federal multi-million-dollar grants are to better support and serve low-income students and to also improve upon retention and graduation rates. Now, when I spoke with a former first-generation college student, she told me that this kind of support makes all the difference. One former first-generation student, Liz Benitez, who was a member of the program and is now an advisor for the grant, says the program is great for students entering college who need that extra push.
I think that higher education can be really intimidating if you're a first-generation scholar, and so having this program, we don't only support and offer services, but it's an entire community.
Wazoo Tri-Cities is continuing to help students reach graduation and providing the resources they need to be successful. In Richland, William Albert, Apple Valley News Now.
And both grants are for the next 5 years. WSU Tri-Cities will be able to apply at the end of that period. Go Cougs. Taking a look at business news now at 5:34 on this Friday. In Grandview, the west side of town is starting to get a bit louder than usual with back-to-back ribbon cuttings this past couple of weeks. Apple Valley News Now's Monique Garcia reports how this is all a part of a bigger plan with the city.
John Gray recently celebrated his ribbon-cutting ceremony that marks the first sit-down pizzeria in Grandview, located on the Port Point West Shops.
When Jason Tolman started building this complex, he told me about it, and we had been thinking about the idea of moving our pizza operation out of the Prosser house. We had kind of outgrown it, but, you know, obviously everybody still loves pizza. So we decided to do a place that would just concentrate on pizza and you know, kind of a family-oriented place where you could come in with the whole family.
Randy Tucker, the executive director for the Port of Grandview, says businesses are opening left and right now in this once empty land.
It's Jason Tolman bought the land from us and built these 3 wings of the building. It's called a commercial development center. And he's leased it out to about 18 businesses that are going to set up here, and they're gradually opening up every week now.
So who is Jason Tolman? And what was the idea behind this new strip mall in Grandview?
That's where I live, and we're right smack in the middle between Tri-Cities and Yakima. So I think we'll get a lot of people would like to, prices of fuel, they would like to stay local if they could. So and Grandview didn't really have anything like this, so we decided to go for it. The goal is to bring more business to Grandview. The local businesses, there's not a lot of smaller shops that are can open, so we decided to do these smaller suites to give smaller companies, small businesses opportunities to grow here and prosper in Grandview.
Tolman says so far this new concept for the town is helping a diverse range of businesses open up shop.
It's anything ranging from pizza place to a meat shop to Anytime Fitness. We have an event center here. We have a drive-through health drink store. We have a tanning salon. And then we still have 3 more that are starting to make their way. A pet grooming is coming in.
Randy says this new project helps sustain the growth Grandview is seeing.
For the port, it means a tax-based revenue. That's all we get. For the city, it brings business. There's a lot of new homes coming to Grandview. And it just fits. Right across the street is going to be 276 homes.
It's important for our future. Grandview's growing really fast, and I'm excited to be here to see it.
Yeah, I agree. I just think it's so great to be involved in seeing people's life advance and just seeing these kind of milestones for a town as small as ours.
Tolman says this is only the first phase of his vision, and currently only has 3 more shops left for this first phase. Reporting in Grandview, Monique Garcia, Apple Valley News Now.
And for the second phase, Tolman says he's going to focus more on the industrial side of business. All right, get ready. Water Follies weekend is here. From roaring hydroplanes to high-flying air shows, we're going to let you know what you can expect and how to plan your weekend for it. That's all coming up next after the break.
Operation Best Friend, sponsored by the Manthai Group Cross Country Mortgage.
The pursuit of happiness starts with a good night's sleep.
It's your patriotic right to get fantastic savings on premium quality mattress sets.
We source from local manufacturers to get the finest quality and comfort at the lowest price.
During our Patriot Sale, you'll get amazing values.
Like $3.99 for a queen-size Sealy plush mattress.
Or an adjustable bed for $9.99.
To celebrate, come to Mattress Depot USA.
Before our Patriot Sale ends.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Whoa. New Swiffer Mop Deluxe is made for small spaces.
For clean, even mom approves of.
That's new.
Just grab a pad and go. The built-in solution traps dirt and locks it away.
Wow, still white.
The upgraded strip has 75% more scrubbing power.
Still clean.
And with the new locking head, getting into tight spaces is simple.
Can I borrow it?
The all-new Swiffer Mop Deluxe, the mother of all cleans.
3 weeks of savings continue with Bi-Mart's latest savings book. Pick one up in store. Save in the bonus zone on a Best Way Fast Set pool. Now just $119.99. Save $50 on an Avanti Garage Ready chest freezer. Save $2 on 4 double rolls of Brawny paper towels. Find all 141-ounce liquid laundry detergent for $13.99. And get a Caravan Canopy V-Series for $69.99. Save store-wide through July 28th. Bi-Mart, since 1955.
System 1 loaded.
At Smoke City for Less, we understand every smoker is unique. Explore our over 1,500 vape flavors and specialty curated selection of tobacco products. Your perfect flavor and blend awaits at any of Smoke City for Less 6 locations. Save your pennies. Smoke City for Less has the lowest prices. Find the best vape mods, batteries, kratom, and specialty products too. Our knowledgeable staff is always on hand to provide personalized recommendations. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
All across America.
Good morning. Good morning.
Wherever we are, it feels like home.
Man, it's good to be home.
GMA, it's an invitation to come together and brighten your morning.
Tonight,
he told me I've killed before and I'm not afraid to kill again.
The 2020 true crime mystery.
Something even more terrifying than a body. Answers from beyond the grave.
There is a monster in me. 2020, tonight on ABC.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Right now you're taking a live look at Kennewick. This view coming courtesy of the First Alert Weather app. You see some of the branches shaking in the wind, and the wind gusts are going to pick up later today. That will add to the increased fire risk for today. We'll have a similar setup for tomorrow as well. But for today, here's your day planner for lower elevations, 70s and 80s around lunchtime, and then mostly 90s at the peak of daytime. It's going to cool down a little bit sooner in the Kittitas Valley because of some of those stronger wind gusts. Wind gusts today in the Kittitas Valley around 40 miles per hour. These highs going to span from the 60s. You take the trip down the interstate, going to end up in the mid 80s for the Kittitas Valley. Then in the Yakima Valley, low 90s, a bit breezy, gusts between 20 to 25 miles per hour. Plenty of sunshine across the map for today. And then for the lower Columbia Basin, these gusts between 20 to 30 miles per hour, mid 90s in the Tri-Cities and for most of the basin. 80s and 90s for the foothills, 70s and 80s for the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains, and it's looking quite windy in the Morrow County foothills. Some of those gusts up around 35 miles per hour. The wind's not as strong in the foothills of Umatilla and Walla Walla counties and up in the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains, but in general, a seasonal forecast, a sunny forecast, and gusty across the map. It looks like we'll have a similar forecast as we head into Saturday as well.
All right, well, it's a good weekend to have because we're going to be busy. A lot of exciting things leading into the 60th annual Water Follies weekend.
The jets and planes taking part in this year's air show touched down in Pasco yesterday, including a piece of living history.
Yeah, Apple Valley News Now's Jake Gable had the rare chance to ride in a World War II era plane, and he takes us along for the flight.
Several planes of all different makes and sizes landed at Bergstrom Aircraft at the Tri-Cities Airport. Some of the planes are flown by current and former members of the United States Air Force. One plane even fought in World War II and still flies today.
This is a 1943 PBY Catalina. It was built by Consolidated originally, although this one is the last Boeing built one. Boeing built 55 under contract during the war. This one served in the North Atlantic during World War II, and in 1944 it sunk U-boat 342. So it's the last one currently flying with sub-kill.
I got to take a ride in the Catalina, and while it was a scorching hot ride due to no air conditioning, it flew just as smooth as any commercial airline I have ever been on. The Catalina wasn't the only plane, however.
Well, the P-51 Mustang is a very iconic aircraft from the World War II era. It commonly referred to as the aircraft that helped win World War II. It was the one, it could fly the range all the way from England into Berlin to escort the B-17s.
For Greg Anders, he uses this opportunity to introduce and teach the youth into what military planes look like in the air.
It's the age that really can be inspired by seeing that poetry in motion of the two aircraft flying in formation, and allow them to be inspired and allow them to motivate to maybe join the military and fly fighters in the Air Force or the Navy, whichever works. So we're really about recruiting and inspiration.
While I got a special look at them today, they will be on display in the air for all to see over the Columbia River during the water follies. In Pasco, Jake Gable, Apple Valley News Now.
The air show is so great. I mean, from the boats on the water to the planes in the sky, the weekend is fantastic. Water follies kicking off today, and events run through the entire weekend.
Every day the air show will take place from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
And with the droves of people that are expected to make their way to the Tri-Cities, Ben Franklin Transit is once again offering a convenient way to get around all the action without having to worry about parking.
Ben Franklin Transit will be running special shuttle service this weekend for Water Follies fans. The shuttles run Saturday and Sunday from 8 a.m. to noon, with one return trip 20 minutes after the last heat of the day.
So riders can hop on from the Knight Street Transit Center or Lamson Stadium on the Kennewick side, or from the Hapo Center in Pasco. So if you're planning to head out, BFT will also have the 240 westbound route running directly into Columbia Park.
And it's not just Water Follies. BFT also offering shuttle service to Art in the Park.
Yeah, that shuttle runs today and Saturday from 7 a.m. to 5:45 p.m. starting at Fran Risch Stadium at Richland High, with stops at the Knight Street Transit Center and Uptown Shopping Center as well. A lot going on this weekend. It's going to be a beautiful weekend for all of the festivities from Art in the Park to the air show, the hydroplanes.
Yeah,
all the things.
Big, wonderful weekend in the Tri-Cities, and thankfully the heat holding off just long enough, because next week's not looking too friendly.
Yeah, we're getting back to the triple digits, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, so get out and enjoy the weekend. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. We have your morning sprint, everything you need to know as you head out the door this morning. And of course, we'll check back in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth. He will have your full first alert forecast, not only what you can expect today, but also through the weekend and into next week as we get closer to those triple digits. Giving you a live look outside right now from our camera here at the Apple Valley Studios in Kennewick. It is 5:47.
Look and feel your best with cosmetic dermatology services at Prosser Memorial Health's Dermatology Center in Benton City. Cosmetic services include Botox and fillers, cool sculpting, laser hair removal, luxurious skincare products, and more. Start your path to healthier skin and more confident you today with cosmetic dermatology services at Prosser Memorial Health's Dermatology Center. To schedule an appointment, call 509-588-4555 or learn more at prosserhealth.org. This is how we care.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford crew.
It's summer event time.
Best deals of the year.
My favorite season of the year.
Why? Is it the flowers, honeybees?
Mud.
See, Bronco and Bronco Sport make every adventure more epic.
Because they come with GOAT modes. Goes over any type of terrain. Like mud.
We sure do like mud.
Lease a 2025 Bronco Sport Big Bend 4x4 for $299 a month for 36 months. Only at your local Ford dealer.
I love how you're always thinking ahead.
Well, they don't call me Prepared Pat for nothing.
Guess that makes you forward-thinking Fiona.
Gotta protect your dreams.
Life's better when you're under our roof.
And that would be? Relieved Rudy?
Save up to 23% by bundling your home and auto with us.
Something big is coming to Wild Horse Resort and Casino. He's elusive, he's famous, and there's a $120,000 Bigfoot bounty out for him this July and August. Spin the prize wheel for cash, free play, or the Bigfoot Bounty Progressive that increases each spin until it's won every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Then on July 26th, one of 3 lucky Bigfoot trackers takes home $15,000 in cash. Come catch Bigfoot. Wild Horse Resort and Casino, celebrating 3 decades of fun.
Did you know Tri-City Lumber Company isn't just for contractors? We're your local source for decking, railing, hardware, and more, open to everyone. For over 30 years, DIYers and homeowners have trusted us for quality materials and expert one-on-one advice. Now, under new ownership, we're making it even easier to shop local and build better. Skip the big box stores. Visit Tri-City Lumber today on Clearwater and Kennewick, or call us at 509-783-3322 today.
Stacy Lee. First Alert Weather. Watch tonight. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We're going to have an increased fire risk for both today and tomorrow, so let's show you the ingredients that go into that. First of all, today it's going to be toasty but normal high temperatures for late July. Unfortunately, the vegetation is still going to be critically dry in the Cascades and the upper Yakima Basin and for lower elevations. Then you factor in the wind gusts, which are going to be pretty persistent throughout the day, but the strongest gusts are going to be at the peak of daytime heating, 4, 5, 6 p.m., especially in the Morrow County foothills and the Kittitas Valley. So in these conditions, fires could start or spread quickly. If these wind gusts were a little bit stronger, we would go with the first alert weather day, but we are just going to be shy of that threshold. Then for tomorrow, thankfully a little bit cooler, about 5 degrees cooler than normal for this time of the year, but vegetation still critically dry for the Kittitas and Yakima Valleys, the lower Columbia Basin, and the Blue Foothills. And the wind gusts still going to be doing their thing. Looks like if you had to split hairs here, wind's going to be a little bit weaker tomorrow as opposed to today, and the onset's going to be a little bit later, after 11 a.m. That'll run through 11 p.m. So once again, fires could start or spread quickly in that environment. Now the wind's picking up as we cool things off into this weekend. The Water Follies forecast looking superb for all 3 days, low to mid 90s, a little bit breezy, but by the river, maybe you get some of that cooler water on you and it'll feel quite nice. But then we heat it back up into next week, triple digits in the Tri-Cities for both Tuesday and Wednesday. Looks like Wednesday's probably going to be the peak of this ordeal. Now that's still 6 days out, so these numbers subject to change. But right now, models indicating highs around 100 in the valleys, between 100 to 105 in the lower Columbia Basin, and between 95 to 100 in the Blue Foothills. Then you factor in, we'll have these little chances for lightning in the mountains for Monday and Wednesday, then spreading down into the valleys and foothills for Thursday. Anytime we have lightning in the forecast around this time of the year, we watch that very, very closely. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities, low to mid 90s through Monday, then around 100 for Tuesday and Wednesday. In Yakima, an increased fire risk today and tomorrow, heating up next week and tracking a little thunderstorm chance next Thursday. In Ellensburg, mid-80s through Sunday, mid-90s Monday and Tuesday, around triple digits for Wednesday, then perhaps a thunderstorm or 2 late next week. In Hermiston, heightened fire weather today and tomorrow, then triple-digit heat looms next Tuesday and Wednesday. Finally, for Walla Walla, fairly seasonal, if not a bit below average over the next handful of days, but we crank up the heat for the middle of next week.
Now, the morning sprint.
It's 5:52, time for your morning sprint for the 5 o'clock hour, and the top 5 local things you need to know is where we start. And that takes us to Yakima, where police are investigating a second deadly shooting this week. Officers responded to South 72nd Avenue early Thursday morning and found a 21-year-old man who'd been shot. Despite life-saving efforts, he passed away at the scene. Suspect still on the loose. And in Kennewick, the Costco store was evacuated Thursday after a carbon dioxide leak in the produce refrigeration system. Fire crews say a cracked pipe triggered the store's air monitoring system, alerting staff and prompting a quick evacuation. No injuries reported. And Richland police are reminding drivers to stop for pedestrians after a crosswalk patrol last week led to 14 traffic stops and 2 arrests for outstanding warrants. Officers say too many drivers are ignoring pedestrian right-of-way, even in marked and unmarked crosswalks. And WSU Tri-Cities just landed more than $2 million in federal TRIO grants. The funding supports programs that help first-generation and low-income students succeed in college, especially in STEM fields. University leaders say it is a major win for both students and the broader community. And a big weekend ahead with the 60th annual Water Follies racing into town. Thousands are expected to make their way to the Tri-Cities. Ben Franklin Transit bringing back their shuttle service to help people get to the action without the parking headache. Shuttles will run Saturday and Sunday from multiple locations with extra routes available for Art in the Park, which is also happening this weekend. 5:54, take a look at your national headlines this morning. President Trump has signed a new executive order aimed at addressing homelessness and public safety. The order prioritizes moving individuals with serious mental illness or addiction into treatment facilities. It also calls for stronger enforcement against urban camping, drug use, and loitering. Officials say the goal is to restore public order while expanding access to treatment and recovery services. And a look at your business headlines at 5:54. This morning, a multi-billion-dollar merger between Paramount Global and Skydance Media has been approved by the Federal Communications Commission, the FCC. The $8 billion deal brings together one of Hollywood's oldest studios with the independent film company. FCC Commissioner Brendan Carr called the move a step towards major change at CBS. And at 5:55 in your health headlines this morning, people who've tried the prebiotic beverage Poppi could get a payback. The drink's previous owner, VNGR Beverage LLC, has settled a class action lawsuit that claimed the sparkling libation was improperly marketed as, quote, gut healthy. Court records show the company did not admit to any sort of wrongdoing in the settlement, but it will refund nearly $9 million to the public. And talking sports at 5:55. President Trump signing a new executive order regulating compensation for college athletes. The order bans third-party pay-for-play payments, but also allows students to profit from endorsement deals. It also calls for revenue-sharing models that protect women's sports and non-revenue programs. While the order outlines policy goals, it does not specify how they will be enforced. A lot of talk about the NIL and how that all breaks down. There's both sides.
I've already invoked my dad one time in this show. Get him going on that.
Okay, we'll save that for the break.
Yes.
All right, hey, we want to talk about what's trending this morning. Stamp lovers will get a shot at a reprint.
The United States Post Office will reissue one of these popular 25 stamps it has printed in the past, but which one?
Well, that's up to you, my friends. USPS will re-release whichever stamp gets the most votes.
You can vote at stampsforever.com/vote. You have until the end of September, but the result won't be announced until May at the Boston 2026 World Expo.
Okay, that happens to coincide with America's 250th anniversary celebrations. I want to go look and see what all the options are, what the stamp options are. I'm gonna vote.
I think I'll vote too.
Let's vote.
Yeah, this is a democracy. Let's vote.
Yeah, we're going to vote during the commercial break because every vote counts.
Yes.
And I want to see what stamps are possibly on the return. Are you a big stamp guy?
I'm not, but I feel like we had a lot of stamps in our house growing up. A lot of peanuts and like Snoopy themed stamps. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember those ones. I'm not a stamp collector. I have nothing to do with stamps, but I do like a stamp to coordinate with whatever is being sent.
Sure, like if it's a Mother's Day card,
yeah, like a pretty flower.
Stamp. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up in our 6 o'clock hour, keeping Grandview grand, how one small group is making a big impact to revive downtown. Plus, a wild monster truck show turns into an unexpected pit stop for some parked cars. We're going to show you how a rogue tire crushed the crowd's expectations.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, right?
Would not want to be in the path of that.
No.
Okay, well, we have an increased fire risk over the next couple days, cooling off into this weekend, but then the heat back on for next week. I'll tell you just how hot coming up on Good Morning Northwest at 6.